Hey, I'm Chandler Klebs, and I was just thinking about something, and so I wanted to record a short video. Recently someone we know has died, and so my mom's been kind of upset. She gets this way, most people get this way whenever they know someone who's died. So I'm used to that, but last night she wanted to talk about the afterlife, and she asked me if I'd be upset about it, and she told me how she's reading this book, Evidence for the Afterlife. And she's read many such books. And here's one of the things that's strange is that I don't really talk with people too much about the concept of the afterlife, although I like to talk about it on the podcast with my co-host sometimes. But here's the deal about it. I think there's a sort of a weird cognitive dissonance that goes on. Because when people die, like people act like when people they know die, that it's such a bad thing. It's bad, when September 11 happens, or a Holocaust happens, or a car accident happens, killing their loved ones. Like, oh, it's so bad, they died, and they're sad about it. But here's the thing that I don't get. Now, with religious belief, which usually falls under the category of Christian, where they believe that someone either goes to heaven where they experience bliss forever and they're happy, or they go to hell and so they suffer and burn forever. Now, here's what's interesting. Now, in recent times, now my mom no longer believes the concept of hell is biblical. And so she thinks that God somehow makes everyone happy. I guess. I mean, I haven't talked to her about it extremely, but here's the thing about it. Let's say you're of the belief that, like the Jehovah's Witnesses or the Seventh-day Adventists, because I understand some of them don't really believe in hell, but that people either go to heaven or they're just annihilated. Like, let's say you're a Christian Universalist and you believe everyone goes to heaven and they're happy after they die. In that scenario, why would you be against anything that kills them? I'm serious. Like, I've thought about this for the past few years, and I've just thought, well, if you believed that people were going to be happier after they die, because this life's full of suffering, but then somehow people experience bliss in an afterlife, why don't we go around killing everyone? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of a strange thing. And see, here's the deal about it. Because I'm a person who does just believe that the consciousness is tied to the physical body, that I don't believe in a consciousness or spirit or soul. Even the idea of a self is an illusion. Obviously, it makes sense why I would hesitate to kill somebody, because I'm clearly not wired to be a killer. But because I believe that we are like biochemical puppets, and the life we have now is the only life we're going to get, because after we die, the matter that makes up what we call us just gets recycled and turns into other organisms. So it only makes sense to be against killing under an atheist, naturalist worldview, that this life is the only life you get. But if you believe in an afterlife, then when some group of people goes and kills everyone, the only reason you might be upset is if they caused them pain while they killed them. Which, of course, being killed usually does involve some sort of pain. However, if you believe that they're going to experience happiness and bliss, then it almost is like an eternity of happiness in an afterlife makes a small amount of pain seem minor by comparison. And in the minds of many people, it would justify killing them. So here's what I'm realizing, and this is kind of bothering me lately. The concept of an afterlife, which, while I don't have any way of proving or disproving the truth statement of an afterlife, I feel that the consequences of believing in a happy afterlife like that would be very detrimental to what I believe is the only life we get. And I don't like to argue from adverse consequences. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that there is no afterlife because if there is, we should kill everyone. But if there is an afterlife, if you believe that, then it's kind of strange. Okay, so if you believe in a happy afterlife, why not kill people so they're happy in their afterlife? On the other hand, if you believe that they do burn in hell forever, then it seems to make sense that here's the problem. Religions, they can't even agree on what dooms a person to hell. Whether it's whether God flips a coin and sends them to either heaven or hell, or whether it's their beliefs, or whether it's their actions, And in any case, it's not up to us because humans don't have free will, That's part of the podcast I do. That's like my main mission in life is educating people on how we really don't choose anything. But see, here's my thought about it. How can I explain my own emotional sadness when someone dies, or the emotional sadness of my mother or anyone else when someone dies, unless it's because on some deep level they truly do believe they'll never see that person again, and that's what makes them sad. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's just how it seems. It's like, why would you be sad if you believe you'll see that person again someday, and if they are happier? So now if you believe they went to hell, of course you're sad. You're going to be more sad under that belief system than someone who believes that people are gone after they're dead, because it's better to be gone, completely non-existent, than it is to burn in hell. But I'm just thinking, like, the emotions, like I'm trying to logically, rationally explain the emotions. And of course I'm upset about death, but that's sort of just because I see it as the end of a life, life is like a process, and it's cool. It's full of conscious experience, So life is cool, But here's the problem. It's very difficult to make moral statements that killing is wrong if there's an afterlife. And so here's the problem. I'm just realizing this. How can there be laws against killing if we have to respect people's religious belief that death isn't real? You know what I mean? I'm just really confused about it, and so I think I'll shut up in this video soon. But that's just something I wanted to record a short video. My thoughts about an afterlife, and why are people sad when someone dies if they didn't really die but they live on in some way? So those are some questions that I just want to put out to anyone who happens to watch my YouTube channel. Do you believe in afterlife? Yes or no? What type of afterlife? And are you sad when people die? Or are you happy because you believe they're in a better place? Or if you're sad or because they live in a worse place. You get what I'm saying? These are just some thoughts. What do you guys think of the afterlife? This is just an open question because I'm curious of what other people think of the concept of an afterlife and how that interacts with the emotions people experience when someone dies. It's kind of an interesting thing to think about. Well, anyway, I've said enough for now. I'm going to end this video, so thanks for listening and answer my questions in the comments. Bye.